Alright, of course, I'm making this video. Of course, everything's gonna be in the way. Alright, here we go. Alright. Hey, we're back here, Cape Race League. So, I'm making this video here tonight. So, today I have finished, doing all the BMR Season 7. So, of course, if you knew my old channel back in the day, about 2021, the BMR Season 7 was a very controversial season with a lot that went down in that season. First, before I get into all, though, I will say I am going to probably start doing this some tonight. I may not really work on the next Exalted Cup Series race till tomorrow morning, and I'll get that out before I go to work tomorrow. I already made the race last night for the Air 3 race in Michigan. But yeah, so in the race polls and wins here, I think I did update most of this yesterday. I already kind of talked about the plan in the last race. I'm also kind of brainstorming it right now because I'm going to keep a lot of like my school stuff. I'm going to make like almost almost a personal info page on this here. And yeah, I'm also gonna re-update all the pages that will go for all the racing series that have ran in the BMRN, and of course now CRL. I'm also gonna put the new logo stuff on here too and everything. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of updating, also making everything look, I guess, more presentable and better for the thing. Like it's funny. I can only really keep that screen on there actually, or that button on there. Funny enough. But anyway, without a way. So the BMRC is 7. So back in February 2021, Super Bowl, whatever it was, the Mahomes versus Tom Brady game. Basically, in that game, I made a joke if the Buccaneers won the Super Bowl over the Chiefs, which are my favorite NFL team, by the way, since I've been rewatching NFL a lot recently. I basically so tired of Tom Brady winning. I'm like, hey, I'm going to be funny and remove this win for someone who got upset win at Kansas in the year 2003 game for the racing series that day. And yeah, so if the Buccaneers won, I was going to remove that win, give it to the runner-up, which was Kella Hoover at the time in that race. So basically, that of course did end up happening. I think I probably said it the night of or the next morning, and yeah, there was basically a big old crap storm that happened after it. Two YouTube channels mainly were involved in this. Left Turn Productions, Brady Wilmington, the driver from Washington, with all basically said withdrawing himself, his race team, and all his drivers that were related that ran in the league in general. And Flammable Camaro, I don't really get his channel name or really him in all in general, honestly. And yeah, he was just running his first year too, so I mean there really wasn't a loss from him. However, it was definitely a really I would say sarcastically nice comment he left about the league there whenever he left out as well. So yeah, it was an instant ban for him. But yeah, Lesser Productions, I think he was mostly fine though. Then they kind of stalked. Well, one of them kind of stalked my actual Discord servers that still had it going after all this happened. Funny enough, and they thought I didn't know about it, but of course I eventually found out all this bullshit as well. Funny enough. And then, the next week after that, I think Brent Creasy left out too for some reason. Oh yeah, because the same person I just mentioned started dislike bombing all the race videos on my channel and all this crap as well. And yeah, nobody cared. So yeah, then Brent Creasy left out because of that. Funny enough. And of course, that really set the scene for kind of season 7 to really where it was mainly Caleb Campbell dominating the whole league and everything. CCM really being really strong. I mean, there were some drivers that also kind of stepped up to a little bit, but it was kind of hard to in that season, especially with everything that went on. And the only really big secondary YouTube channel person was a really good person in general, was LG Toledo. And yeah, that really is what set up the fall of the BMR back in 2021 to basically explode and everything to go down. And yeah, so then we got to where we are now with the new YouTube channel and everything. Kind of the CRL seasons, which I mean halfway worked. Of course, not really many drivers that stopped doing YouTube signups after 2022. But yeah, so that is really basically what happened. And of course, a lot of series, there's a lot of changes back in 2021 too. Funny enough, that did happen. But yeah, so anyway, basically the last couple days since Monday night to what now Thursday night, I have worked on a version of the season for what should have happened in season 7. So like the Gen 4 series with all the drivers that should have been there. Only one that is not included in there is Trinity May, who I talked about in the last video I did over all this stuff. And yeah, there's really a couple other drivers, mainly Gen 4 miss. It's just a lot of the drivers that were like NASCAR based drivers. I also did the points different because there really wasn't enough drivers for a chase in Gen 4. I mean, there was enough in Cup, but I decided to keep it the same in both series for this run through. But yeah, so in the Gen 4 series. It went down to 22 races. There was some changes with the schedule throughout that season. But yeah, so ultimately, the CCM 48 team with about, 2 wins from Caleb Campbell and I think a win from Graham Andre Crockett, they ended up winning the owner title in this season. And Timothy Askew got 4 wins on the season, including a win in the finale. He actually won the season opener and the finale. And yeah, gave him 4 wins on the season there to beat out Scarlett Rose Championship. It was a very close battle between him and Scarlett Rose. Of course, unfortunately, Rose, she was one of the drivers who didn't really get to continue on back in that season. So we really did get to see what she could have done. And honestly, I think this is close to what she probably would have done in that season. Of course, I will say too, I did the newer style of my qualifying, which is not like the way I did it back here in this. So it did really hurt like Nicholas Rice a lot. Brady C didn't really get good qualifying runs either a lot throughout this run. But yeah, Scar Rose, she ended up being the runner up in this season. Not really a rookie year contender, although this was her first Gen 4 season because she ran Cup for about a season or two, I think. I do have all the cup stats, and of course, she did pop up somewhere in the old points results as well up there before. But yeah, so the Nicholas Rice, he was fifth in the standings. Trevor Stewart, Cam Spinner. No, Nicholas Rice was third actually among the regulars. Trevor Stewart quietly in fourth. Trevor Stewart, another guy who we didn't really get to see how he could have done since he did ultimately end up winning a race. I believe one of the short tracks, maybe Richmond, I think he won. It was near the end of the season. Jet Ski ultimately would have been the rookie of the year. I think that would have legit happened as well over Brady C, William Brock, and then Wyatt Floor right there. Yeah, then the next big name I'll go over is Vinny Scholl. So Vinny, I think I talked about this in the some of the races recently and stuff. So she basically could have won Glenville back in 2020 in the season 6 run. Well, in season 7, she went back to Glenville and she ended up winning that race ultimately, getting her first ever win in the kind of BMR/CRL here. First career Gen 4 win, definitely would have been a very big win. And of course, in the next part, you'll see why that, or the next series standings, you'll see why I would say definitely the LTP group right there, especially that Washington group right there, they would have probably been going crazy during that race weekend, and you'll see why in a little bit. Yeah, you got Hayden McAdams. He didn't really have an amazing season. The 8 team didn't really do amazing. And Brady, he did ultimately end up winning, and he ended up winning that race at Forsyth that I always talked about. I figured he was going to end up winning that in 2021. In the conclusion races I did back in the last year with not many of these drivers, Brady still ended up winning that race. So yeah, I think he still would have won that race legit. Wyatt Floor, he should have gotten a win, but yeah, the 28 car was just blowing in qualifying for him. And after a lot of research, I did find out that Parker Ness did drive the 5 car back in 2021 for Toledo's team back here. And yeah, I put Eddie Busy in 24 because I didn't know he actually drove the 24 for the start of that season. So now we get to the Chance Cup series. So this series, this season, I mean, honestly, it was really a good run by Caleb Campbell in all of the season. I think Caleb would have probably still won this championship under any of the formats. But yeah, Caleb did end up winning the opener and the finale, just like Timothy Askew in the 26th race season. Caleb Campbell, also with this being a full season of points with the Sierra, I did the CRL base too, by the way. Yeah, he ended up breaking the points record. And this is actually the most points I have seen earned by one driver in a single season. But yeah, so Caleb Campbell, he dominated the season. Actually, Jake Hoover kept it close with him till the end. But yeah, Jake Hoover ultimately was runner up. Jake Hoover had a really good season too. Andre Crockett actually having the best season for Caleb Campbell Motorsports. Sarah Cox did have a good season before, but yeah, Angela just did it a little bit better than she did. Same amount of wins, but yeah, she finished better in the points. Elizabeth Patel in her title defense ended up being fourth. Madison Yates, this is actually her best in the BMRN era. She, of course, was a previous champion before the BMRN. 173 back and with one win at Bristol. Carter Limlin instead ended up winning the midseason finale, which I think I would still have done at Santa Fe. I know I'm gonna have to change out a lot of the track names too on the website update. So yeah, Santa Fe should be the official name for the mile and a half, kind of like Chicagoland. I'm debating on keeping it or not. Same thing with the Columbus Raceway. Sarah Cox in what should be her final season ended up being the highest non-winner in the field. She nearly won Forsyth actually. Grant Hoover, he was 8th in the standings here in his final season. And a few drivers still running their final season here just because if they were drivers, I didn't really talk too much anymore by the end of this year or the next year. I decided not really use them anymore. And I mean, they were still driver I could have used. I probably would have used them. But yeah, Sarah Cox, Grant Hoover, they kind of got the short and stick there when it would not be coming back. For the season 8 run, I will be doing for all this for 2022. Ezekiel Morris, a career best for him, first career top 10 points finish. Same as Vaughn Kazers in his sophomore season. Kazers ended up winning late in the season at Thunder. And the final race at Thunder 2, by the way, I would be doing. Um, in the season. And then Kate Summers, her career best, she almost ended up going winless, but ended up winning at Forsyth over Sarah Cox there. It was a kind of like, the little button meme of like, do I want Sarah to win or do I want Kate to win this? So, yeah, I kind of went with Kate Summers winning it there, and just, Sarah being upset in her final season, not winning a single race. Brady Wilmington actually has his worst career points finish of 12th. I feel like Brady kind of just wasn't going to run well that season. So it did kind of make sense that he would end up being 12th here in the season at the end. Same for Brendan Creason. So I think the story for Brendan Creason would be that he ended up running his final season in the number 9 car still. Wasn't really that much active and decided to go ahead and retire, do other things in life, and then have Jet Ski to replace him and rush Jet Ski up to the Cup Series after being a Rookie of the Year on his own race team. So that's going to be a pretty funny story looking at season 8. Junior Ramos, another winless driver in the field. Junior Ramos, I'm pretty sure he had won like 4 or 5 pulls in a season. So yeah, that 78 was actually really fast. And that's the main reason why he ended up being top 20 in the points. And then we get to 15th place. This is the storyline where I think the LTP group would have gone crazy. LaTanya Gray in this season, honestly, look at her career trajectory at this point. She's kind of went from the bottom to basically almost mid-pack. And I think in the next season I'll do. She could be a borderline top 10 driver. I mean, Kate Summers was a borderline top 10 by the end of the season. Her and Kate were working together again through the points too. But LaTanya Gray went to Glenville Raceway and got her first career win. And I want to say about 2 or 3 races prior, had her first career top 5 at Forsyth in the Hooters 499 race. So yeah, LaTanya Gray definitely made a great storyline. If there was a chase, she would have beat out Junior Ramos for the last spot in the chase, actually. And her and Ramos, they went at it for 14th for the rest of the season. But yeah, a career season for LaTanya Gray, though, definitely very crazy to see how she got into points there. But I do think there would have been a smile on LTP's face with seeing LaTanya how good she did back in this season. Then you got Eli Johnson, a career best for him, and of course a first career win, a big first career win as well at Talladega that he ended up getting. The Candy Money comes around the first half for the full field points here, kind of the points earning drivers. There were 33 drivers in Inspiring Motorsport 77. Yeah, Candy Money in his final season. Duncan Patel was in his last season. I'm not sure about Ramos's would have been his last season. Yeah, I might find a car for him in the next season to run. But yeah, Duncan Patel last season, James Edwards his last season most likely would have been Benjamin Royal top 20 in his last run as well for the series. So like I said, a lot of drivers I think still would have left out just based on who wasn't really active and who would have retired. So yeah, so the Kel here would have been gone. Cheryl Simmons, this was another big one. She had a lot of momentum at the end of these races, the season in these races. And she was able to get to 23rd in the points, almost 22nd. I mean, could have been in borderline top 20, or maybe she was borderline top 20 almost. But yeah, definitely very, very cool to see her too, because she previously had a career best of like second. It was like 27th in the points, but did not return in season 6. But she came back in season 7 to run to 66. So kind of took a season break there because LTP did not want to bring her back in season 6, I guess, back in 2020. But yeah, very, very cool to see Cheryl Simmons actually still get a good run after not really running a season. Dylan Bates, he would have been the rookie of the year. I think I talked about this before. This rookie class was kind of the weakest in general. Only really 4 rookies. Dylan Bates, William Donuts, Bob Smith, and then Caleb Rose. Yeah, then the Spire team, mainly like the CCM guys, I think would have been in that 77 car there, plus Brady to see. Then Rich Herman in his final year trying to be a team owner. Yeah, he did not finish out well. Herman kind of fell on my channel after this. LJ Toledo obviously fell out on my channel after this too. So yeah, it would have been his last season along with Jeff Toledo. I'm pretty sure Jeff Toledo wasn't real. I think he was just basically added on from LJ, the end of LJ's name there as a fantasy driver. Dylan Kroom, William Donuts, he ended up being 30th, the runner-up in the Rookie of the Year battle for too. And he'll be back in the season 8 running, but highly doubt the season after that. The kind of rebels here in the points. Bob Smith didn't really have an amazing run there. Brendan Creason's car. Jeff Toledo once again. Ryan Greenfield in his second season just running in the back. And the Caleb Rose rounds out the field here. So basically, this is all the season 7 results here. Just watch us here in a YouTube video. Of course, go over a lot of the drivers there. Kind of talk about some of the storylines there. So I do already have the season 8 roster set. And I already have the schedule. I just got to redo it a little bit. I actually, because I did a series in the past of this season back in 2022, kind of like what could have happened. But it was kind of combined with everybody in the field. So this one will be kind of like the Cup Series and the Gen 4 Series properly running. Like I said, I do have the rosters already together for all the series. I probably won't put them in this video. I'll probably post them and you'll kind of see like I guess my idea of who would have ended up running where. And of course, you'll see that as well in season 9. And I'll probably get the schedule posted later too for what the races would look like there. But anyway, that'll do for this video. I just want to go over season 7 here to see what really probably should have happened in this season. And of course, future seasons I'll probably post about here, and I'll start getting that website put together soon here, or get it renovated soon. But anyway, thank y'all for watching. It's Kel Campbell with the Cap Race League signing out, and I will see y'all next time.